It's me over here talking and I wasn't even live yet. I hope that y'all are having an amazing week, an amazing start to your year. I'm going to take these glasses off because that glare is not doing a single thing for me right now. Let me know as you are popping on if you can hear me and see me. And I'm going to hop right into it because we have such an amazing topic tonight. I want to go into a conversation that I've been having offline, I've been having privately, and I've been sharing a little bit of it on Instagram, just a tiny bit. Um, but that's the topic of ease versus your comfort zone. So, it's been a big conversation that I've seen all over the internet lately. The desire for, especially as Black women, to have more ease in your life, to just feel like you don't have to work so hard or struggle so hard, and not even like the struggle, but if we think about how often as women we're having to explain ourselves or we're having to prove ourselves, women are saying, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be in a position where I'm not valued or in a situation where I feel like I'm having to stay or do things or work extra hard or try harder than everyone else just because you're a woman or just because you're a Black woman. And so, with that conversation being had, I've seen a lot of women post, share, discuss what ease can look like, what ease can feel like, what not being the strong one looks like, what not being the one that everyone can count on all the time. What does that mean? And with that, I've seen a couple different things. You know, the internet is its own thing. It does its own thing, and it is full of all kinds of things. So the conversations that I've seen have gone myriad different ways. But one of the things that I always say when I see this conversation happening is that we've got to be mindful that in our quest for ease, we first understand what ease means, and that we also make sure that it's sustainable, because I've seen it happen in my life. But there is something real that happens when you choose ease, you choose whatever you're going to choose, and then you lose it because you did not put a plan in place to sustain it. And so, for those of you who might be new here, who are like, who is this woman with all this hair and just on here talking about ease? I am Yaya, Yaya Smith. I'm a mom of four. I am a wife of an amazing, amazing husband. I am a coach to a wonderful community of women, and I'm the founder of Feminine Success. I've been in this business for 7 years now. I started what was then called the Inspired Life in 2015, and I've been doing this work for a long time, even prior to that. So, with that being said, the work around supporting women with reconnecting to your feminine power in a very real way. I'm not a pink feminine woman. I like pink. I do. I really do. But I'm not the woman who's going to tell you that in order to be more feminine, you need to wear more pink, because that's not what femininity is. Femininity is a true and real power. It is your essence as a woman. And oftentimes, it is the very first thing that is conditioned or programmed out of us as women, especially as Black women. Look at my daughter today. I have one girl, and she is the youngest. And I look at her all the time and think about how many of her very feminine actions when I was a little girl, those things were highly discouraged in me. If you are a girl raised in the South, shout out to my grits, you know, wasn't no walk in with a twist and popping your hip and putting your hands on your hips and all of those things that are just naturally the feminine flow. When we're little girls, we're told immediately, take your hands off your hip. Stop walking like that. Do it like this. Do it like that. And we begin very early to lose our feminine essence. And then we grow up, right? We grow up and people tell us that femininity means that you should be quiet. Femininity means that you should wear dresses more often. It means that you should be silent when men are talking. It means that you should only wear pink or only wear flowy floral things. It means that you should be a homemaker. All these things that people who often are not feminine or women tell us what it means to be a woman. And what ends up happening is that because there are all of these pressures and responsibilities of the modern time, you find yourself as a woman in this space of conflict where on the surface, you've got to be strong. You've got to show up. You've got to take responsibility. Sometimes the very person telling you to be feminine, quote unquote, to be softer, quote unquote, is the same person whose work you're doing. If you would help out, then I could be feminine. So if you are in that place, know that it's a global thing. And it is up to us as women to reclaim what it means to be a feminine woman, to reclaim that power, and to reclaim our power to be at ease, to be softer, to have peace inside of our homes and in our relationships. So tonight, that was a long intro, but obviously I love what I do. Tonight we are discussing quickly the difference between your comfort zone and ease. So the first thing I talk about is the comfort zone because that's where most people are. 90% of people, when they say they want more ease, literally just want to be able to sit in their comfort zone for longer periods of time uninterrupted. That's really it. And the comfort zone is not designed to be sustainable for you. It's not designed to sustain growth. At the end of the day, everything that grows has to go through something. There has to be some type of friction in the universe for creation to happen. There needs to be some type of friction. There needs to be some type of tension. There needs to be some of that in order for anything to grow. If you think about a flower, if you think about plants, I moonlight as a gardener, so I learn a lot from plants. And when you think about plants, in order for the seed to break through and bloom and blossom, it has to break through. Yes, there's a such thing as hydroponic gardening. So you might not plant that seed in the soil, but even the outer shell of the seed has to be broken in order for the plant to come out. Now, does that mean that you need to come out of your comfort zone so that you can be broken by life? Like, no, I am not that person either. I am not the struggle coach. Listen, I enjoy leisure. I enjoy luxury. I enjoy a travel lifestyle right now with my family. So I am not here to tell you that you need to allow life to break you down. But I am here to tell you that staying inside of your comfort zone where your life is perfectly curated the way that you want it to be, everything is in its place and all of those things, which is wonderful. But if you're there and you know something is calling you, but you are too afraid to disrupt the order that you've created to get to that thing that's calling you, then that's a comfort zone and it's actually stagnating you. It's actually crippling you. It's actually smothering your femininity because femininity is going to spark your passion. It's going to spark your desire. It's also going to spark your inner knowing that you have what it takes to navigate the unknown, to navigate quote unquote chaos, to navigate the disorder, the disruption that comes from stepping out of your comfort zone. So that's where we can talk about ease, because that's the comfort zone. And a lot of people who are saying that they want ease are really saying, I just want to be able to stay in my comfort zone. I just want my comfort zone to feel more comfortable. I know I don't like the job that much, but can I just get a raise? I know I don't like the man that much, but if I could just get him to take the trash out, if I could just get him to stop cheating, if I could get him to just dress better. But at the end of the day, you've got to, if you really want to elevate as a woman, you have got to be honest with yourself and admit that comfort zone is not comfortable. That comfort zone is not comfortable. The comfort zone where you say things like, well, it's just, well, I guess, that's not comfortable. That's not comfortable at all. It's convincing, but it's not comfortable. And convincing to who? Because it's convincing to your mind, but your spirit is not fooled. Your spirit is like, girl, we do not want to be here. When are we leaving? Y'all ready to go? Who driving? Like, we got to get up out of here. And that is why so often we find ourselves in places as women. And I've coached a lot of women over the years. Gratefully, I've had an amazing community of women. I have an amazing community of women. And one of the things that has happened again and again is a woman gets everything that she ever wanted and says, what? Is this it? Ooh, I was not ready for that. And so the comfort zone will put you in a place often where you just keep curating things. You keep acquiring things. You keep acquiring another degree. You buy another car when you start to feel uncomfortable or like things need to change. You buy another house and you upsizing. Now you're downsizing and nothing feels like you think it should feel. That's because the comfort zone is uncomfortable, and as comfortable as your flesh wants to feel with all of the material, and it doesn't have to be like Gucci bags, which I mean, we love a nice bag, but it's not just that kind of material. It could be buying more land when your spirit said, but it's time for us to travel. It could be buying another house. I have a client who was like, listen, yeah, it's time for me to sell everything. And that's exactly what she did. In a time in her life where everyone would say, oh, you need to settle down. Oh my goodness, you have so much this and that. You have two houses. You can do whatever you want. She was like, it's time for me to sell everything and just go. And that's what she did. At some point, your comfort zone will become so uncomfortable that you can no longer quiet your spirit if you are feeding your spirit. Sometimes you smother your spirit in your comfort zone, and that's when we get to a place where we say, I don't see, there she go right there. I don't know if I hear my intuition. I can't hear it. But how do I know that that's my intuition? Because you've been in the comfort zone so long that it has smothered your femininity. It has smothered your sense of adventure. It has smothered your desire for creating new things in your life. Our desire naturally as women, even if you don't desire to have children, naturally the feminine desires to nurture things from newness to full growth. We love starting new businesses. We love starting a new book. We love all the things. Many of us love raising children. Obviously, I'm one of those ones. I got 4. But if you are the person who stays in your comfort zone rather than choosing ease, then eventually those things that we're supposed to love as women, the things that we are supposed to desire as women, we no longer have the passion for them anymore. Not even the hunger, but the passion for them anymore. We no longer have the time and the energy. I see so many women saying, I just don't have the energy to take care of myself. I don't have the energy to do all these things. You can re-energize yourself when you tap into your feminine in a real way. My client Selena is here. I have not seen a woman in her space with the kind of energy that she has. Now I'm starting to see more. But women 50 and up, my mom is 52, And she is like, girl, what? Go where? I'm in my bed, child, all the time. And we don't have to be that way. We don't, life, there's so much life available for us as women and to us as women. And we have the power to re energize ourselves. So let's talk about ease, because ease is one of the things that helps you to re energize. When you choose an approach of ease, guess what? A whole lot of the things that have been sucking up your energy are no longer sucking up your energy. So you have a lot more energy to do the things that you absolutely love. I think about myself. So for those of you who have been following me for a while, you know Susie Homemaker over here. And as much as I love homemaking, I'll say for the last 5 years or so, I haven't done any, like, I've done some gardening, of course, but I haven't done any of the things that I used to do, like crocheting. And yes, I'm a grandma, y'all. Crocheting and canning and just all the things. So this year I decided, you know what? I am going to, even though we're traveling full time now, I'm going to pour back into those things that allowed me to feel playful, that allowed me to feel joyful, that allowed me to try new things out, that allowed me to create something new. And that's about choosing ease. So, whereas your comfort zone is the things outside of you, ease is an internal approach. Ease is an internal approach. Ease allows you to say, doesn't matter what's going on, I'm at ease. The path that I choose will be the path that produces even more ease for me. Now, here's the thing, and this is why coaching is important. Those of you who have not joined one of my programs, February, and we are already taking people into the program. So act like you know the Feminine Success Master Training is coming back February 15th through 17th. Yes, right after Valentine's Day. I did that on purpose. So, my relationship ladies, come on. Come on, let's talk about it. However, this is why coaching is so important, because many times the thing that leads you to more ease will create discomfort in the moment. See, Instagram will have you thinking that ease is about taking a nap. And take you a nap. I believe in naps, okay? But ease is a sustainable approach. Ease is a strategy, a strategic way to approach the problems that show up in your life, as well as the progress that shows up in your life. If you look up ease, the definition of ease is to move carefully and gradually. To move carefully and gradually. Think about how your life would feel if you never had to rush again. That is a strategic approach to life. That's not a comfort zone. That is about choosing, deciding on ease. Think about if you could build a business and not feel like, oh my God, I need to hurry up and build this business because all the things. Strategic approach. And I think I can use this as an example. Y'all let me know if it's not a good example. I won't ever use it again. But for me, my comfort zone when it comes to employment, and this is going to sound horrible, so don't judge me. But my comfort zone when it comes to employment is if I don't like it, I'm leaving. Deuces. Peace out. Goodbye. And that's like, period, the end. So I married my husband, whose comfort zone when it comes to employment was totally different. Okay. I was raised by entrepreneurs. He was raised by blue collar workers who valued work very much, whole nine. Not my story. So when we get together, I start asking him questions like, oh, you know, what would you be doing if you could just spend your time doing whatever you want? If you were an entrepreneur, what kind of business would you start? All these things, right? Immediately he was like, ma'am, I don't just leave jobs. That's not what I do. That's not what I do at all. And I was like, okay, I understand, whatever, whatever, whatever. Couple years down the line, he's at a job. He hates it. I hate it. I hate the toll that it's taking on him. Whole thing. His comfort zone is not to just leave. One day, I had just had Nugget, and who is 6 now, and it was raining, like pouring down raining. They gave him maybe 2 weeks off after I had the baby, and then he had to go to work. It was pouring down raining one morning, like literally cannot see in front of you on the road. And he had to drive about 30 miles to work. And he was like, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. The easy thing for him would have been, I'm gonna just call in. It is what it is. I'm gonna make something happen. Or if I have to go, I'm gonna get there. It was very hard for him to finally say, now at this point, we had done dibble dabbled in entrepreneurship. I had built a business at this point. So he knew this could work. But the mind was like, I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. So this morning it was raining and I was like, let me see what he does. He didn't go and he has not been back to work since. And well, he went back to one place and they laid him off like within a couple of months. And after that, he was like, I can't do that anymore. But in the long term, my husband is now, we're traveling full time. He's also traveling as a photographer and videographer, working with brands, growing his business, things that he didn't even have the time to think about when he was choosing his comfort zone. And that's the thing. The comfort zone is not designed to sustain your growth. It's designed to sustain itself. So you will only do things that continue to build up the comfort zone, because what most people do when we create our comfort zone is we create a lifestyle around the comfort zone. And the lifestyle requires certain things. Lifestyles have mortgages, lifestyles have car notes, lifestyles have insurance for different things, lifestyles have a certain look to them often. And while all of that is wonderful, if it is what you truly desire and you are doing it in alignment with your destined path, it is not when it becomes the cage that you live inside of. Now you're just living in a designer cage. We're being honest over here. So if y'all are used to femininity that's like sweet, I'm Southern, but I'm also Southern. So so know that, I'm gonna tell you like it is, in love at all times. But so many of us in our comfort zone are just living in a designer cage. And so ease is the approach that often says, okay, right now this is uncomfortable, but when I think about my full vision, I don't even like to say long term, because ease is literally an approach that can shift your life immediately. But when I think about my full vision, does this support my full vision or does this stifle my full vision? And you'll easily be able to tell what is what, even if it feels uncomfortable in the moment. So I had to share that. I'm sure my husband, he might be here, he might not be here, but he often shares how wild it was for him to shift from being that he was an awesome employee. I'm such a terrible employee, y'all, for real. I don't say that with pride. I don't. I was the employee that my bosses liked, but I was always like, but how are y'all even letting me still work? Like, gratefully, I don't have employees like that. But still, probably because my bosses like me. So I have a great team that I really like. But at the same time, That was not his comfort zone. His bosses liked him and they never wanted to lose him. And he was the person who never wanted to be the one to let the team down or let down the organization. But what about your vision? What about that? And ease is the approach that supports the vision. Now, can hustle and grind support your vision? Technically, yes. Short term. Can you choose hustle and grind instead? You absolutely can. I am not here to tell you that you have got to choose the path of ease, but this is not the place where I'm going to be able to teach you how to hustle and grind because I just told y'all. If it got monotonous, if the work was too boring, I was like, so yeah, I did want to share that though, because as you are seeing the feminine rise, and you're going to see so much more of it as you're seeing more and more messages that are tailored to supporting Black women, supporting women with connecting to their femininity. It's important that you know what you are looking for. Yes, there's all kinds of, there are amazing coaches, there are charlatans, and everything in between. And one of the ways that folks end up not getting what they paid for in coaching, and that goes for whether it's an amazing coach or somebody that does not need to be coaching at all, is that you go into it not knowing what you need, what you are looking for. You go into it looking for the coach to define for you what game you're playing. And that's a very important thing to be aware of, because at the end of the day, LeBron didn't go and ask his coach, hey, what sport am I playing? No, he went on the court knowing that he was playing basketball. So he knew the kind of coach, the kinds of skills that he wanted to develop. All right. So just being mindful of that difference between ease and comfort zone. Another example that I see big on these femininity streets, ease is learning how to communicate and choose properly in your relationships so that you're not experiencing drama, you're not experiencing the love struggle, the struggle love. I told y'all I'm a grandma. But but you are experiencing love that builds you up, that meets you where you are and takes you even higher, that understands and appreciates and fully values you. Comfort zone is, well, I date ballers. That's what I date. That's the kind of man that I date, and that's just what it is. You know, I know they just come with drama. That's just what it is. I have 11 stepsisters. So I have sisters who do all the things. And some of them have agreed that, well, if you want a man who is wealthy, if you want a man who takes care of you, you also have to take a man who is dramatic. That's comfort zone, that's not ease. And so often we think because our comfort zone is so full of material that it is easier, when many times it's not. Am I saying that you should not have the standard that a man should take care of you? Absolutely not. Have your standards, ladies. But also do the thing that will provide you with ease, because I don't care who it is and how much money he's bringing to a table. A man who makes you insecure because you did not see the things, the red flags in the beginning, is not easy. That's not easy, and it's not comfortable either. It's not. A job that is a toxic work environment but has a great paycheck is not ease, really. And sometimes we stay in these places. A job that is a great work environment and is not paying you enough is also not easy. So sometimes we think that femininity, ease, these kinds of things means choosing the lesser of two options to avoid drama. That's not it. That's not it at all. It is choosing all of what you desire rather than just a piece of it. Ease is about learning the recipe, not just getting a slice of the pie. Ease means if I want this pie again, I know how to make it again. If I want this pie again, I got all the ingredients. The comfort zone says, I'll take a slice of this pie, I'll take a slice of that pie, and maybe when I put it all together, it'll be the kind of pie that I like. Maybe. So I hope that this live has given you some perspective. That's what I'm here for. Has helped you to understand the differences between ease and comfort zone, and has supported you with making better choices in your day-to-day life, so that you can have the life that you truly want, so that you can have ease, so that you can decide for yourself what your life looks like, what having it all looks like. So with that, I'm not going to keep you all night. I will be back probably next Thursday, but I will be back to continue the conversation. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. Also share. Facebook, do the same. I'm totally open to you guys commenting on the post, asking any questions that you have, giving suggestions for future topics. I'm totally open for that. And with that, I'm going to say good night. Y'all have a good one. Get some good rest and take good care of yourself.